we have a phenom taking on a big dog to figure out who has the yard. And that yard is actually a pretty relatively small ring with four posts around it. But the Undertaker, the Phenom himself, will be taking on the big dog Roman Reigns. And this is a match that has kind of been building for the last 3-4 weeks-ish, since Fastlane.
Since Royal Rumble.
Oh, you're right, Graham. Why don't you take us back all the way to the Royal Rumble?
I mean, let's go back to the Rumble match 2-3 months ago. Roman Reigns dominating the entire ring when it came down to Roman and Undertaker face-to-face. Taker had just tossed out Goldberg. Taker was a clear favorite to win that match up until Roman came out at number 30, took him out, said, "This is my yard now." And Taker has not forgotten that. He descended into the darkness for about a month and a half. He came back, did not forget about that, and targeted the big dog night one, costing him, an entire month's worth of sanity. And the Undertaker's been the only thing in Roman Reigns' mind for the past month and a half now. But beating the Undertaker could really be what solidifies the legacy of the big dog Roman Reigns.
Now, Roman has made many a claim that he's not only going to beat the Undertaker, and he just sees him as another competitor. He sees him as another kind of fly-by-nighter. But he wants to do one better than what Brock Lesnar has done to the Undertaker.
Bigger than ending the streak.
Bigger than ending the streak. What would be bigger than ending the streak? Why, that's ending the reign of the Undertaker at all. It's completely retiring the Phenom. What do you think the chances are that we see the Undertaker completely be defeated by Roman Reigns to the point of considering retirement?
Quite good. I know a lot of people have said it before, like, I will be the one in 21-1, blah, blah, blah. And Brock Lesnar was the only one who can get the job done. But Roman Reigns is at the top of his game right now. And I mean, I know Undertaker has set back challenger after challenger after challenger, from Shane McMahon to Bray Wyatt to CM Punk, Triple H, Shawn Michaels. The list goes on and on and on. But that was when Taker was more powerful than he is right now. We are obviously looking at a way different dead man than we have in many years. So I think going into this matchup, Taker has gotten the better of Roman Reigns from time to time, playing mind games with him on Monday Night Raw this past weekend, digging really a grave for Roman Reigns ahead of their match at WrestleMania. But I do think Taker is just not the same phenom that we've seen in years past. So I got to give the edge to Roman Reigns in that respect.
I mean, Roman Reigns beat Triple H at WrestleMania. Roman Reigns was inches away from beating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania before Seth Rollins stole his opportunity with the Money in the Bank. Roman Reigns has beaten or had a really big impact on almost every major title, has gotten his hands on more opportunity than most anybody in the WWE, especially in this last year. Made a huge splash at the Royal Rumble, continues to put himself in a position where he feels on top of the Raw roster, and that's what he's focused on. Whether his sights are currently set at WWE Universal Championship status, that is to be determined at a later point. But certainly he's had his focus on any of the top competitors in the WWE. Braun Strowman comes to mind especially. But Braun Strowman's a loser, and The Undertaker made sure that we all knew that by not only backing him out of the ring without even lifting a finger, but then chokeslamming him the following week, chokeslamming him straight to hell, straight back to the loser line, getting his lunch out of a paper bag like he does. The Undertaker does have an impact on people that fear him, and I think that fear gives The Undertaker a little bit of his power. Roman Reigns doesn't appear to be afraid of The Undertaker at all. Talk a little bit about that fear factor and why Roman's a little bit more brazen this time around.
I mean, Roman Reigns has been here. I mean, yes, he is a fresher face compared to The Undertaker, but he's been here for 5 years. I mean, you said it right there, Tom. He's been around for so long. He's faced every big name there is to take on, from Brock Lesnar, from Triple H, to Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton. He has pretty much beaten them all. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, the people that he grew up with in the Shield and the WWE. He does not seem to be fazed by The Undertaker the same way that Brock Lesnar was, that CM Punk was, that Triple H was, and everyone else that he's faced in years past. Roman Reigns, he just feels inhuman. We talk about him in the past. I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm a robot. In this case, it works to his advantage.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, he is just approaching this as another day at work.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, and I'm pretty confident that it's going to go well for me. I mean, he's not that phenom that we have known. He's not the Undertaker that at WrestleMania 25 fighting against Shawn Michaels. He's not that competitor. We're not going to see a running senton to the outside, floor from the Undertaker here. We're going to see Superman punch, spear, 1, 2, 3. That's where I'm. That is what I assume is written on the wall for the Undertaker. Whether that is enough to retire the Undertaker, I'd say probably around the 3 to 4 Superman punch range is probably do the job.
I would think so. I think there's a pretty good chance.
So who do you have?
Roman Reigns. I hate to say it.
I gotta go
Roman Reigns.
Yeah. No, I mean not to put any disrespect towards the legacy of the Undertaker. He's doing a fine job doing that himself.